A striker scored a hat-trick in 10 minutes. He had just been dropped from his national team. And he was angry. This is how the Xabi Alonso era began. Chelsea travelled to Sydney, Australia. They faced Western Sydney Wanderers in pre-season. It was Alonso's first public match as Chelsea manager. Behind closed-doors friendlies had come before this. But this was the first time the world was watching. What followed was chaotic, exciting and revealing. The final score was 6-4 and 4 very different strikers told the whole story. The first name you need to know is Dastan Satpaev. He is 17 years old, he is from Kazakhstan, and he scored the very first goal of the Xabi Alonso era. He did it in just 6 minutes. He burst away from German Ferreira. He fired a near post. Finished with confidence and power, but here is the twist. Satpaev was not even officially a Chelsea player. He was a trialist on the day of the match. His move from FC Kairat in Kazakhstan cannot be completed until August 12th. That is when he turns 18 years old. He scored Chelsea's first Alonso-era goal without being signed, yet Alonso himself had faced Satpaev before he had seen him play when he was still at Real Madrid. Hey, said, and this is a direct quote, he is a ball threat. He attacks the inner channel well. He is really strong, really quick. And I have been really impressed with him. Satpaev is also attempting something historic. He could become the first Kazakh player ever to appear in a Premier League match in Kazakhstan. He is already a superstar. His fans traveled from home to watch him train in Sydney. They came to the stadium on match day 2, a 17-year-old trialist with fans flying across the world to watch him. But here is where it gets complicated. The second striker in this story is Liam Delap. He is 23 years old. Chelsea paid £30 million to sign him from Ipswich last summer. He started the match against Western Sydney Wanderers, but he struggled again. He has struggled in almost every appearance for Chelsea. And now Chelsea are advancing talks to sign Danny Welbeck as a replacement. Welbeck is 35 years old. He plays for Brighton. He has already agreed personal terms with Chelsea. There is optimism at the club that a deal can be reached, but Brighton are refusing to comment publicly. Think about what this means. A £30 million signing could be replaced by a 35-year-old in Alonso's very first pre-season. This is the turning point. Delap's future at Chelsea is now in serious doubt. The third name in this striker story is Jordan Henderson. Chelsea are also in talks to sign him from Brentford. Henderson is 36 years old. The club wants his experience and his leadership. They believe the squad needs balance after a disappointing season. When Alonso was asked about signing both Welbeck and Henderson, two players aged 35 and 36, he gave a clear and direct answer. He said, "We need balance to have a complete squad and make a good team. For that, we have an idea and a plan. Alonso is building something, and he is not afraid of experience alongside youth." But here is what nobody is saying out loud. Chelsea also have Morgan Rogers. Rogers is their club record, signing £117 million. He was still on holiday after the World Cup. He did not even play in Sydney, the most expensive player in Chelsea history. Not yet on the pitch, not yet available. The pressure on him when he arrives will be enormous. Now we get to the fourth striker. And the fourth striker changed everything. Joao Pedro came off the bench. He is Brazilian. He had just been left out of Brazil's World Cup squad. And he was, in Alonso's own words, very hungry. Alonso also said he was determined to have a great season. What happened next was extraordinary. Pedro scored a hat-trick in 10 minutes. Some reports describe it as 9 minutes. Either way, 3 goals in one short cameo. He was given 30 minutes on the pitch. In total, he scored 3 times. He overpowered the opposition. He outclassed them completely. He showed pace. He showed power. He showed finishing. And he did it all with the fury of a player who felt disrespected. Dropped from his national team, then given 30 minutes in a pre-season friendly, and he delivered a hat-trick anyway. He earned a rating of 9 out of 10 from those who watched closely. No other player came close to that rating. One more thing, nobody expected the performance. Raised a direct question: was it the disappointment of the World Cup snub that drove him? Maybe he was simply angry, and football was where he put that anger. Beyond the 4 strikers, Chelsea's youth told its own story. Alonso used a 4-2-3-1 system, the same system Enzo Maresca used before him. 7 academy players were drafted into the squad before the match. Alonso Expressed surprise, he said how well those academy players had performed. In training, 3 names stood out on the pitch. Reggie Watson, 16 years old, he was the youngest player in the entire squad. He was also the only player to complete the full 90 minutes. He hit a powerful free kick just over the bar in the second half. He was described as tidy in possession throughout. Madi Nikol Jazuli, also 16 years old, he anchored Chelsea's midfield as a substitute. He looked accomplished. Despite playing out of his natural position, he also made a goal-saving tackle. At a critical moment, Reggie Walsh, 17 years old, he played as a number 10. He created Chelsea's equalizer with clever movement and a cushioned pass. 3 teenagers. 116. 116. 117. Running Chelsea's midfield in Sydney. This is the turning point for what Alonso is building. Jamie Gittins was the senior standout. From the substitutes, he scored and made an immediate impact after coming on. It was 3 goals in 3 pre-season appearances. For Gittins, 2 had come in behind closed-doors friendlies before Sydney. Now a third in the first public match. He earned a rating of 8 out of 10, the highest rating of any senior outfield player other than Joao Pedro. Gittins is looking sharp. He is building momentum at exactly the right time, and here is where it gets serious. On the other side of the performance, Estevao Willian struggled. His first touch was a poor attempted volley. He scuffed a shot into the ground shortly after. Then he gave away possession in a dangerous area. That error directly led to Western Sydney's 4th goal. He was rated 5 out of 10, one of the lowest ratings of the day. He did have one moment of individual quality in midfield, and he got a shot away in the 84th minute, but the overall display raised questions, big questions about his readiness. The defensive display was equally messy. Chelsea conceded 4 goals to a Western Sydney Wanderers side. Aside from Australia's A-League, the gulf between Premier League and A-League football is significant. Yet Chelsea were repeatedly opened up. Tosin Adarabioyo captained the side and missed 2 headed chances. He was also part of a disjointed defensive display throughout. Josh Achayampong did not cover himself in glory either. Landon Emanalo, 18 years old, played left back. He had featured more than any other player in preseason before this. He was good in possession but struggled defensively. He was at fault for Wanderers' 3rd goal. Alonso himself acknowledged the context. Chelsea were still dealing with the effects of jet lag. Players were still returning from the World Cup. The squad was not yet complete. This was an imperfect performance, but it was also only the very beginning. So, what did we actually learn from Sydney? We learned Joao Pedro is on a mission dropped from Brazil. Now proving everyone wrong. We learned Dastan Satpaev is a genuine prospect, a 17-year-old who scored before he was even signed. We learned Liam Delap's time at Chelsea may be running out. £30 million spent. A 35-year-old being lined up to replace him. We learned Alonso is not afraid of bold decisions. Youth and experience combined, a clear plan forming even in the chaos. And we learned that Morgan Rogers' £117 million has not even started yet. The most expensive player in Chelsea history is still to come. This is only day 1 of the Alonso era. 6 goals scored, 4 conceded. Jet lag, youth players, chaos, and somehow a hat-trick in 10 minutes. In the middle of all of it, what happens when the full squad is available? What happens when Rogers arrives? What happens when Satpaev is officially signed? The Alonso era at Chelsea has only just begun, and it is already impossible to look away. If you want to see everything that happens next in this Chelsea story, subscribe now so you never miss an update. And tell me in the comments, can Joao Pedro be Chelsea's #1 striker this season? Drop your answer below.